excited.
I know.
You gotta know.
I did. I think. I know. I don't want to.
I couldn't record because there's like 6 or 7 of them, and they were just all eyes
staring
on.
at us. I don't want to say.
That adrenaline, though,
sure.
huh?
Yeah, I don't want to say I for sure got it because
you like barely moved, and all of a sudden they all freaked out, huh? You got that one. I was like, I'm glad I said get that one in the back because it was perfect.
I didn't even like. As soon as I got my sight on it, I just shot because.
You went straight through like
as soon
the
as
cavity. But I think you should have. I think you did almost full frontal.
Shit.
But it's okay. It went really fast. I saw the lighted knock. We can go down there right now, honestly, because and just check it out.
Yeah, I don't want to say it for sure.
All right, everybody. I figure I'd elaborate on the events that happened on my wife's hunt. Sorry, my chickens or the chicks are going crazy at the moment. Well, when we got into the stand, of course, it was dark. My wife was having a rough time. I was trying to calm her down because she's never been 20 feet up in the tree. And this is her first time being saddle hunting. So I was trying to calm her down. And by the time she calmed down and was ready to basically sit there and compose herself and to take the bow or crossbow, and she was just sitting there, and by the time I was going to try to pull out like my phone to record what's going on, of course doe started coming in, and my wife waited very patiently. I was very, very proud of her for waiting until all of the deer came in front of her, and she picked out I think it was like the second biggest one that wasn't paying attention, but it's hard because there's 5, 6, maybe 7 deer out there, does. There's a bunch of does, and she said she didn't want to get the babies. I'm like, all right, well, I'm glad you didn't, but she took a hard quartering 2 shot is what happened. And when we went down to go look at the arrow, and it was definitely hard quartering 2. It went in the front right, straight behind the leg, and it was lung, liver, all the guts, almost straight out the back end. And when I found her, it was a mess. I waited an hour, and I knew from the arrow and all the blood that was pouring out, I'm like, I'm going to wait. And good thing I did, because she definitely bounded a few times. She did a little serpentine through the woods. And when I found her, let's say there was some stuff hanging out from the back end. And I was like, oh gosh, it was like reverse Texas heart shot. Because the way the deer turned toward the arrow and went straight through the leg and straight out the back end almost. It was rough. We cleaned it out the best we can, and I'll put some pictures up of me pulling it out. It was about an hour and a half after the shot. I spent a lot of time trying to clear out the gut shot. If you never cleared out the gut shot, try to prepare yourself. There's a lot of gagging that happened. I tried to get my wife involved. I just told her eventually, I was like, all right, this is a gut shot. I'll handle it. You hold the legs. This is the first time she's dealt with something like that, and this is only the second time I dealt with a gut shot. But this is really bad because it went through the entire cavity. I was going to do catch, clean, cook kind of thing, but I'm not I'm not going to spend an extra 3 hours on this deer. I cleaned it. I spent like 4 or 5 times just spraying out the inside. I just took it to the processor. I was like, all right, they have better ways of hooking it up, spraying it down. They have a way better method. I talked to them. I called them. I'm like, hey, my wife got shot this deer. Can you guys help me out? And they said, yeah, bring it on by. We're open till 3. And just bring it by, and we'll spray her out for her real good. And So yeah, took her to the processor. The next deer, I'll try to do a catch, clean, cook depending on shot placement. That's how it is. Deer move, and they move quick. Even with my wife's crossbow that shoots like 400 feet per second. But yeah, with those photos, my wife is extremely happy. We've been trying to get a deer for her for the past 3 years, and she could have got the first year, but that was my fault. I was just starting to hunt too, and I messed up the hunt for her on that one. She could have had a good sized buck, but things happen, when you first start out. And she couldn't harvest that buck, and she shot a doe last year with the crossbow, and it ended up being a non-fatal shot. It was too high. Yeah, I think it skimmed over the back. Doe's fine. We saw her out there on trail camera this year, just roaming around. Sure had like little fawns, so deer's fine. But yeah, thank you for watching this story. My wife is extremely happy. If you can't tell, she loved it. The reason why she changed her clothes is because I went to go and look for the deer after an hour and a half. That way it gave time for her to go in peace. But my wife had to come home, change, and take care of kids, because on Sundays we like to go down to her parents, which lives 60 yards away. We told them, just wake up in the morning, get changed, and walk 60 yards to your grandparents, and they're awake. They're doing their morning routines of making breakfast and stuff. So that's where my wife went to take care of the kids, while I took care of go get the deer, drag her about 300 yards, and yeah, get her all fixed up for processing. So yeah, that was the story of what just happened essentially. I figured I'd just give you guys detail of what actually happened. I know I didn't have time to record. I didn't want to mess up this moment for my wife, recording the kill shot. And when it comes down to it, this is for my wife. She needed this so bad, and I want to give it to her. I was like, I'm not going to ruin it. We're going to let her get her shot. And she took her time. She waited till all the deer stopped looking. Yeah, they jumped a little when she lifted up the crossbow, but once they calmed down again, she finally put in a good shot, a kill shot, and I'm super proud of her. And my wife, she's a trooper. She's a really patient lady, and I'm glad to have her in my life. If you guys have a spouse that is interested and they're really patient, this might be the thing for them as well. It's really rewarding to see your wife or spouse to be that patient and try so hard and give their absolute best to also provide, and they finally do it. It just lights you up. I mean, I was just ecstatic. I'm like, oh my gosh, you worked so hard to come this far, and it just warms my heart. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's pretty short, but that's how it is sometimes. I'll have other videos of me going out in the woods and stuff like that, and I will record myself and make sure to try to get the kill shot as best I can. But when it comes to it, it's the harvest that's the most important. So if you guys are doing a video or something like that, get the harvest. You can tell the story later, okay? That being said, I hope you all have a good hunting season, and y'all get out there, practice, and get out there and do your absolute best to provide for your family. Get out in the woods. That's all it is. Y'all have a great rest of your day, or if it's a night, have a good rest of your night. Y'all have a good one. Love y'all.